Both of Terence Crawford's gloves came busted in the David Avanesian fight. So we got a Terence Crawford glove gate, and we're going to talk about it. Blessed, love, and blessed day, old boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fighting nation. It's Coach Fire, and this is real life boxing. Y'all see the pictures, and as I said, Terence Bud Crawford was discovered with 2 busted gloves the night of the David Avanesian fight. Actually, right before he KO'd David Avanesian. Before we get into it, best double jab straight down the pipe with the left hook behind it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when all new content is being uploaded on the channel of Real Life Boxing. Terence Bud Crawford, my guy, but we ain't about to turn a blind eye. Bars. When Tyson Fury was all caught up in his glove gate situation, we covered it, and now we got one with Bud, and we're gonna cover it. You know what I'm saying? And me being a trainer, I have a lot of experience with these gloves. You know what I mean? And it's a weird situation. First of all, you see both of Terence Bud Crawford's gloves busted. One on the side and one on the thumb. Very, very, very weird place for the gloves to be busted at. Also, in the fight pics, you can see that the tears aren't as bad as the post-fight pics. So in the post-fight pics, the tears are much more intense than in the regular fight pics. It means that they must have been tampered with a little bit, you know, after the fight, whether it be by the commission or by whoever, you know what I mean? Maybe they're just trying to see like how the gloves were able to get busted like that. Now, I will say that I'm not going to tell you guys, I am going to tell you guys if I believe he was cheating or not. Stay later on in the video. But I will say that Terence Crawford and team being from Nevada, and that the fight was in Nevada and they're dealing with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. I mean, at this point in Terence Crawford's career, when he has a fight in Omaha, Nebraska, or in Nebraska period, he is the Athletic Commission. His team is the Athletic Commission. No disrespect to the Nebraska Athletic Commission, but I mean, in Nebraska, you know, what do they have? The biggest thing is their football team, right? Is the college football team. Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me in the comment section. But Terence Bud Crawford is the biggest thing in Nebraska. So when he shows up for a fight, the State Athletic Commission, I mean, they've been dealing with Terence Crawford for so long, you know, back in the amateur days up until now. So, like I said, the Athletic Commission is pretty much Terence Bud Crawford's team. What I will say is, in a situation like that, I'm pretty sure that they were very inviting to David Avanesian, very willing to accept whatever demands that he had. That's the thing when you show up in a state like that. The opposite fighter, they're going to tell you, you know, they're going to be kind of friendly with you. They're going to say, oh, we know that you're the visiting fighter. Now, when you go out the country, it's different. But most of the time in the States, you know what I mean? Oh, you're the visiting fighter. We're going to take care of you. As far as the gloves and the glove wrapping, they make sure that both teams get to look at the gloves, you know, whatever, get to decide on the gloves. And they also make sure that you have, well, they don't make sure, but they tell you that, you know, have one of your representatives go in the locker room and watch the hands get wrapped and watch the gloves put on, even though there is a state inspector in the room as well while your hands are getting wrapped. At least they're supposed to be. While your hands are getting wrapped, while your hands are getting taped, they tell you, hey, you know, somebody from your team is allowed to go over there, so make sure you guys go over there, you know what I mean, and look at the situation. Now, again, the same thing that I said in the Tyson Fury glovegate case, I'm going to say it in this case. With these gloves, regular boxing watchers at home, the viewers, you guys don't realize how tight these gloves are. Actually, I'm going to do another video about it because Tyson Fury talks about it after the fight with Derek Chisora, how he liked the gloves that they picked this time, because the other gloves that he was going to wear or that he wore previously, he couldn't close his fist in the gloves. Like, he couldn't make a fist in the glove. Hence why we see a lot of floppy glove and a lot of slapping. I want you guys to understand, especially the bigger these men get, because the gloves don't get bigger. It's very, very, very hard to get your hands into those gloves when your hand is taped. The next time I have a fight, the next time I have a pro fight and I wrap my fighter's hands and we're putting the gloves on, I'm gonna do a video. I was gonna do a video at the last fight. At my last fighter's fight, we actually had to request a different pair of gloves because the ringside gloves that we was using, the 10 ounce, we could not get his hand into the glove. In the fight before that, he wore the same gloves and he complained that he hurt his hand because he couldn't make a fist in the gloves. So we requested a different pair of gloves, and the athletic commission came back and gave us a pair of Clado Rays, which were horsehair with the softer pattern, so it's easier to get your hand in to those gloves, the softer gloves. So I need you guys to understand that these gloves are very, very, very small. So when I look at where the holes are in the gloves, it can make sense, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking about how they have to force his hand into the glove, forcing his hand into the glove. Most fighters, they like their hand deep down into that glove where your thumb is like portraying out of the glove. So, I mean, the gloves could have just been so tight. And actually, while I was watching the fight, I'm looking at his gloves and I'm like, damn, his gloves look, you notice Terence Crawford's hands were open for most of the fight. So I'm like, the gloves look really, really, really tight. I mean, he must have had on a thick hand wrapping, in which you are allowed. You're allowed by the state commission to use a certain amount of gauze. Most people don't use the whole gauze, but when people have hand problems, they do use the whole gauze and the whole tape. So it makes a thicker padding a thicker padding around your hand that goes into the glove. So with that being said, looking at where the marks were on the glove, it's kind of weird. Like, if they were cheating, it's like you would have wanted cheated in a different way than that, because they're so brazen. It's like the referee stopped the fight in the 6th round to complain. She noticed it, and immediately after that, Terence Crawford stops the fight. Now, the things that I find that are weird, that are like controversial, is the fact that he turned up after that. He was like, fuck this, I'm stopping the fight. Now, a lot of people saying, why did they let the fight continue? If you notice, when Terence Crawford, when he knocked out Avanesian and he came back to the corner, they had a new pair of gloves ready. So the commission was going to switch out the gloves at the end of the round. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is like, oh, how come they let the fight continue? How come they let the fight continue? The commission was going to switch out the gloves at the end of the round, because when the fight was over and Terence Bud Crawford came back to the corner, you clearly seen the commissioner standing there with a new pair of gloves in his hand. So they were going to switch out the gloves at the end of the round. As far as, you know, letting the fight continue with the busted gloves, there was no padding spilling out of the gloves. You see that the knuckles are still perfectly round. It doesn't look like Tyson Fury's gloves, where Tyson Fury's gloves looked like there was literally no padding in the knuckle of the glove, because you can pretty much see the whole indentation of his fists, of all his fingers. Bud's gloves didn't look like that. So maybe where the intrusions were, they were like, all right, it's all right, we can let the fight go on, we'll change them out, you know what I'm saying, after the round ends, which they clearly were going to do, because like I said, when he went back to the corner, the commissioner had a brand new pair of gloves in his hand. So I don't think that, I think that it's just a really strange situation. I don't think that they were cheating, because if you were cheating, there's different ways, and you wouldn't you wouldn't slit the glove like right on the side of the glove, which is very brazen and very noticeable. Plus, it doesn't look like a clean slit, it looks like it was a tear. So also the thumb of the glove, there's a tear, and you won't be pulling knuckle padding from the thumb. I mean, that's a lot of padding. You would see it come out. And these gloves, there's a soft foam padding that you can see. So it's one whole foam padding, and then it probably has either horsehair or little or the little, you know, meshed up padding. But if that was the case, you would see the meshed up padding like falling out, like it would be falling out all over the ring. One of my Everlast gloves are busted from the inside, so every time I hit the bag, there's like padding, little dusty padding like all over the floor. You know what I'm saying? So do I think they were cheating in that aspect? No. Just because where the inconsistencies on the gloves are, it doesn't make sense. There was no padding, there's no inconsistency over the knuckle of the glove. The padding is fully there, and the commission was going to change out the gloves at the end of the round. Clearly you see the commissioner holding two fresh gloves in his hand when Bud Crawford, walks back over to the ring. I just thought it was funny how Bud Crawford turned up and was like, fuck this, no, we're not taking another round. He went and stopped the fight immediately. Some people said his gloves was loaded. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. But you guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section below. Until then, keep fighting your fight and protect yourself at all times. Peace and one love. It's Coach Fighters, Real Life Boxing.